All right, so I'm trying to make sure I can be heard. All right, here we go. Greetings, greetings, everyone. Greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm your hostess and your melanated queen. All right, today's live stream struggle content creators. Okay, struggle content is selling, struggle content is real out here. And unfortunately, there are people out here making a mockery out of people that are really struggling and really going through it, because it's a crisis going on. When you talk about struggle and the struggle is real, y'all, the struggle is really, really real out here. And you all know that I talk to a multitude of people and I deal with people that are actually going through some of these things that these content creators and these YouTubers are pretending to go through. So I wanted to touch on this topic. I'm not going to bring up anybody in particular. I don't think I'm going to be playing their videos. I don't want to do all of that. But I do want to touch on this topic because I feel that we need to have a real discussion. And people, if they're going to do a big orchestrated media mockery, then they really need to understand what it's like to be out here going through some of these things. All right. So I don't know why people think it's cute. Hold on one second. I got a comment coming up. Adriana, how are you doing, my love? I don't know why people think it's cute to come on here saying that they're facing eviction. Why do people think it's cute to come on here and say that they are getting their vehicle repossessed? Why do people think that it's cute to come on here and say they cannot pay their bills? You all, there are so many people out here who can't pay their bills that are actually going through this in real life. And I talked about this, but it seems like people still want to make a mockery of all these things. Sorry, I'm searching for myself on the screen. Okay. So you just have to bear with me for a second. We're going to talk about it because there's no excuse for the nonsense, y'all. And it's really aggravating and it's very irritating because there are people out here that are really working as much as they can to make sure that they're not caught up in this situation. There are people out here making sure that they don't have to go through these things. There are people out here with children. There are people out here with health ailments that are still going to work. People that have to go and get prescription medicines just so they can live. And yet you have people that can comfortably sit in front of either a cell phone screen, a computer screen, a tablet, an iPad, whatever have you, whatever camera device they have, and try to gain sympathy and empathy of the crowd of viewers out here. When I say thank you, Adriana, you like my hair. Thank you so much. When you talk about the struggle is real, the struggle is really real for a lot of people out here. Yeah, I give a special shout out to Miss Adriana. Miss Adriana is a special up and coming singer. All right. And what I want to say is like, y'all, we got to stop always falling for gimmicks. All right. We have the likes of Dr. Umar Johnson, and I do strongly share his sentiments with the messages that he conveys out here. But yet and still he is asking for donations. And the school never got opened up, right? He does go out and have these events, right? I went to one of his events. I met him. I took a picture with him. It's on my Instagram page, and he seemed very genuine. But I should have known because back in 2017, it was him and it was Sarah Sutton-Seti, General Sarah Sutton-Seti. They were going at it. And I remember there was a particular video that I watched with Dr. Umar Johnson having a cell phone up to his ear like this. And he was acting like he was talking to somebody on the phone. And while he was talking to that person on the phone, his phone started ringing. So if you're really on the phone and you're about that life making phone calls, why is your phone ringing? Y'all, we got to stop with the gimmicks out here. You remembered I want to be a singer. I'm glad you do. It means you actually care or something like that. Yes, ma'am. I don't forget. I don't forget who comes on here and views my channel because unlike these fake, false YouTubers out here that are faking being evicted, faking having their cars repossessed, saying they can't afford to pay their bills when they're making thousands upon thousands per month on the internet. Y'all, this is a mockery for people who have to go out here and work every day and struggle every day just to make money to pay their bills. People out here are really going through it in this world. I want to give a special acknowledgement to the construction workers, special acknowledgement to the people that deliver our mail, special acknowledgement to the Amazon delivery drivers, Amazon delivery workers, Door Dashers, people who deliver our food, UPS workers, FedEx package delivery workers. You all, we got to really acknowledge the teachers out here who deal with your badass children that you don't want to deal with, the daycare workers that got to deal with your children coming sick, getting everybody else sick. Let's acknowledge the people that have to deal with just all the chaos and madness out here with these children, because school has started back, and a lot of times people don't get the validation that they need, but I acknowledge these people. Let's talk about the trash collectors, the people that come and collect the recycling materials and stuff like that. Y'all want to talk about people out here that are struggling, people who can't get a job. You People can get a job if they wanted to get a job. It's just that some people don't want to work, okay? Some people don't want to work. And we got to stop giving so much credence to people that get in front of a camera, get on a screen, and want to gain sympathy and empathy out of people. I don't feel sorry for people like that at all, because you have to exhaust all means. You have to exhaust all measures. If your situation is really that dire, then you will get out here and do what you want. The first thing you're not going to do is, oh, let me pick up a camera. Let me get in front of the screen. Let me ask for donations. Let me finesse my viewership. Let me finesse my audience. Y'all want to get support and y'all want empathy from people. So basically, realizing everyone is human. People are human out here, Adriana. And we got to stop with these people telling people about, oh, working a 9 to 5. You working a 9 to 5. It's not for me. It's not for you. But the same people that go out here and work the 9 to 5s, you're asking for them to contribute their 9 to 5 money to help pay your bills, right? The same people that are out here that's saying they can't keep a job, it's not for them, they can't do it, they have this and they have that, are asking for donations from the 9 to 5 job people that are making the money. So I don't understand it. They're good enough to donate the money, but you're too good enough to have a job from like the 9 to 5 people have. And you know, I always stress on this channel about starting your own business and having your own business, having multiple streams of income. But if one of those multiple streams of income means that you have to work a job, then do that. It could be a remote work from home position, it could be data entry, it could be whatever it is. Do what you have to do. But coming on the internet panhandling, like I said, making a mockery for people out here that are really going through it, people that are really living in shelters, really out here on the street, really living in homeless camps, really are outside sleeping under bridges, sleeping on park benches, going into public establishments so they don't have to be exposed to the elements. But they comfortably get on this internet. They comfortably have a Wi Fi connection, some type of Wi Fi signal. They're able to pay a cell phone bill so they can get on the internet and panhandle. They have money to do that. They have money to have some type of camera or electronic device so that they can actually uh, speak their message through the airwaves to reach you, the viewing audience. And what are they adding to the internet? What are they adding to the community? What education are they providing? Nothing. But they want you to see this glamorous lifestyle, allegedly, that they have, right? This picture perfect life that they've painted. But then you want to get on the internet and panhandle. That to me is idiotic, and it makes no sense. So I feel that people should not be caught up in the gimmicks and the struggle content, because right now struggle content is selling. People out here pretending to be homeless, pretending to live in their car, when people out here that are in women's shelters, women are being abused. There are children being abused that have run away from home. But do you think anybody is donating money to them? I bet they're not. But because these people have a following and a platform, they get on the internet and beg and panhandle and want empathy and sympathy. There are people out here that need to be able to afford medication for their children. Some people are facing terminal illnesses that need medicine and medical care. But do you think they're getting on the internet begging and panhandling? So no, I don't feel sorry for anybody that is what they call a content creator or a YouTuber that wants to get on this internet and beg, because it's not right and it's not fair. And I wouldn't fall for the antics if I were you all. There are real life scenarios and real life things going on out here. There are many different things that a person can do to try to monetize and make some money. Me personally, if I had that type of following, if I had that type of following, there's no way that I would be coming on here with these money matter issues. Because what did you do for the last several months that you were stacking thousands and thousands of dollars? Obviously, you didn't save any of it. That should have been more than enough to pay rent. Rent is what going on about $2,000 a month nationwide. That's the average. So if you're making between five to $10,000 a month on YouTube, then what's going on here? How are you not able to pay your bills? How are you not able to pay a car note? It makes no sense to me. Mismanagement and misappropriation of funds. And you think that people are supposed to feel sorry for that? I think's not, you all. So we've got to hold people accountable out here and stop this internet panhandling. Stop with the struggle content. Stop trying to be a gimmick because you think it's selling. We got to stop with all of this nonsense, y'all. I'm just over it and I'm tired of it. Also, I don't know if you've all heard, I'm kind of switching gears for a second, but Tamar Braxton has shared that she woke up, and I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Tamar Braxton is saying that something happened to her where she woke up in a pool of blood, y'all. So there are a lot of things that go on in the Hollywood industry that we're not privy to. And I'm not really sure what happened to Tamar Braxton. And by the way, I think Tamar Braxton has a wonderful, lovely voice. I loved her first CD, her first album. I thought it was majestic. Love and War is one of my favorite songs on that um, CD that she came out with. But I'm going to play this for you in just a second. I'm going to find this video because I'm trying to understand, how did she almost die and how is she not understanding what happened to her. So one second, you all. And I don't know if it'll let me share this, but let me see if I can bring it up here on the screen. How y'all doing out there today? Y'all doing okay? I hope you are. And while I get this brought up, I'm going to play some music. It's been a while since I've been on here. So just a second, y'all. Let me go ahead and we're gonna play a little bit of music here. Okay, nice little flow for y'all. All right, let's. All right, now let's see if I can share my screen. Just a moment. Just a moment. All right, so I can't share it, so that I'll bring it up on my phone, okay? Because I didn't think it was gonna let me share it because I'm using a different browser. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and play this for y'all. Hold on one second. Yeah, I don't know what be going on out here with people, but we got to take our days and use our days for us. We cannot be using our time, energy, and effort for anybody outside of us. We have to work on our dreams constantly and daily. We're not falling for gimmicks. We're not falling for struggling YouTube content. We're not falling for the struggle stories. We are using our energy and expending it upon ourselves, on our families, on what we have to do with our lives. We're not going to be wasting our time, resources, and money on people that are coming on the internet panhandling. But y'all, this is what Tamar Braxton had to say what happened to her. I'm going to play this. Let me turn it up for y'all because it won't let me share my screen on this particular browser. Hopefully y'all can see this. Her near-death experience after she says she woke up covered in blood. I just had to speak about what I was going through. The reality star opening up about what she went through on Instagram, writing, "I struggled to write this. I was found in a pool of blood with a face injury. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth and mobility. I don't even know what happened to me." I keep remembering that tomorrow would have gone on anyway. So why not keep living, keep pushing forward, even when you don't understand, you keep pushing forward. Tamar now pushing forward amid her recovery, writing, "The way I look at life now is totally different. As my health is on the mend, my mental journey begins. I make the choice to get up and try, even when I don't feel like getting out of bed, I still make myself get out of bed and keep it moving. You'll never know what tomorrow may bring, and I promise you, it won't be as bad as today." The singer also relying heavily on her faith, sharing on her IG stories, "Thank you, God, for waking me up today." It's been incredibly healing. All right, very weird. Y'all, like I said, it's a lot of strange, weird things that go on in the industry. And that's why I wanted to talk about this struggle content because, like I said, there are people out here that might not wake up, barely can wake up, barely can get out of the bed, can't breathe on their own, are stuck in a hospital bed, are stuck in hospice. And every day is a gift. Every day is a new day to work on your goals, work on something for yourself. Get out here and make money every day the best way you can. If you can sit in front of a camera, if you can sit here with a cell phone, you have a way to make money. If you can get in front of a screen, you have a way to make money. You can start teaching, right? If you have any intellectual prowess about yourself, you can actually make a difference, but not get on here and panhandle and beg. We've seen enough of that, y'all. We've seen enough of it, and I'm kind of over it. So the struggle content needs to stop. I think the only reason that people are doing it is because it is basically, um, you know how someone hops on a trend, it's trendy to do it. It's real trendy to do it. So people keep doing it. There is a guy that I saw doing this a little while ago, and I might play his video because it's ridiculous. And I also want to talk about these internet, social media, YouTube content, which y'all call creators that have mental illness that needs to be addressed. Mental illness. All right. There are people out here with mental illness on the internet that people are following, and that needs to stop. Okay, that needs to stop. So let me see if I can find the person. Hold on one second. Y'all, it's getting out of control. All right, so I'm going to play this for you. Just a second, y'all. And by the way, all these people that are coming on here begging and pleading for money are monetized. They are supposed to be monetized with a lot of followers. So this person has 356,000 followers. They've been on the internet long enough to be able to have saved some money up. But listen to this. All right? And y'all might know this. Y'all might know this person. And the title, look, and the title of this video is "I'm in a bad situation." Okay, so they want you to feel sorry for them. Listen to this. That I'm in right now, but I'm in a bad situation, folks. I need your help, and I'm begging. Yes, I'm saying it straight up. Trend is begging for your help. My subscribers, I need your help right now in my life more than ever before. I'm in a really tough situation right now. All right. So this video is for my people who've been rocking out with me forever. It's for people that've been following my videos. I Right. He's talking a bunch of gibberish, but basically he's letting you know that he's coming on here to beg for money, right? Who wants to get views off of this? This is an example of what I'm talking about because there are several content creators, multiple content creators doing this. I just happened to see him come across my channel. And this was actually a months ago when this was going on. This says 7 days ago, actually. So I don't know. This is interesting. Um, let's keep going, y'all, because he actually came on here and raised, I want to say like $1,000, no, $8,000. I digress. $8,000 coming on the internet begging. I'm not even going to watch the rest of that because it's egregious, right? And I believe if you're going to come on a public platform, then you need to be actually offering something to your audience. I think you need to be offering something to the audience instead of taking from the audience. Because if you've been getting this support for all these times and all these years, and then instead of you giving back to your supporters, giving back to your channel members, you're still taking, then I take issue with that. That's just not the type of person I would be. But some people have no shame in their game. Y'all probably can hear my cat in the background. I had to put her in the cage because every time I get up here to try to talk, she likes to interrupt, jump in my lap, be all up in the camera, and I don't need that distraction. So anyway, with that being said, I hope everybody out there you're having like a great week. Today I haven't had the best mood. I don't know what was going on. I woke up not in the best mood. It could have been me not getting enough sleep. I went to sleep after 12 and then I didn't wake back up until, well, I woke up at like 5:30 and then I was tired, so I laid back down, but I had to get up, had to get myself together, do what I needed to do and get out of here. And I didn't get back until around 7, a few minutes after 7. Had to do a live stream for my YouTube channel for my real estate channel, y'all. And then I said, let me go ahead and get on here. Are you really gonna cry? So she's in the background crying, y'all probably can hear her. So, also, I want to talk about making sure that we are holding steadfast to our dreams. Y'all know that I'm trying to grow my channel. So, one of my goals is to be more proficient on here. I might have to go let her out of the cage so she can stop crying in the background. I want to be more proficient on here. I want to be more proactive as far as being more dedicated to the channel, being more, what do you want to say? I can't think of the word I'm trying to say because I'm tired, y'all. And the word escapes me, y'all. So I apologize. But basically, being more consecutive. That's really not the word I'm looking for. Consistent. I'm trying to be more consistent. And so I'm trying to find my flow to see what works for me. It seems like y'all like it better when I do my live streams from my cell phone. And I could have done another live stream from my cell phone, but I did one earlier today. And I don't know if a lot of y'all saw it. It's on like private right now. Sometimes I do make my live streams unlisted when I go on live, only because I feel like the people that actually tuned into that live stream, the message was meant for them. So you also saw me outside tending to the grass the other night. I still didn't finish the grass, by the way, because yesterday when I got home, it was too dark. And then today, I had to do my real estate live stream on my real estate channel. And then I got on here and it's too late. So maybe I can do that one day before the week is out. I do have an open house coming up Saturday on Samstag, you all. So that's going to be interesting. I'm trying to actually see what interesting things that I can do with this channel. I said I wanted to start teaching German, but I also want to start doing like proper etiquette, not really etiquette, but like proper grammar, teaching proper grammar, because I feel like that's something that you all could actually share with your children. There are so many people that I see that come on to the platform with the microphone and the camera, and they cannot speak well. They use improper noun verb agreement all the time. People making up words, mispronouncing words, can't spell, all up in the comment section, all up in their YouTube titles. And it's kind of embarrassing to be a platform holder and to represent themselves that way. So I felt like if we are grown adults on here, we should be able to handle ourselves in a more mature fashion. So those are just some ideas. I also thought about having like a time, a creative corner, like a creative time with me. Like we could have poetry night, like maybe poetry Tuesdays, poetry night with, Brown Girls Are Beautiful. And everybody just come on and share their gifts. If you write, if you do poetry, if you draw, if you sing, if you play an instrument, stuff like that. You write songs, storyteller, just different things that we could vibe out to. So I just want the channel to be, interactive, creative. I also want it to be intellectual and something you can learn from. You all know that we were exploring the miseducation of the Negro on here, and I did not get through the entire book because I don't want to just get up here and read to y'all. But I think that book is very important for people to read. I also think that you should also look at Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper, also the Willie Lynch letter. There are some other things that I recommend as well. I just, off the top of my head, I just can't think of them because I'm tired. But I am pushing through to be consistent with content. So if you get this, please make sure you like, share, subscribe if you like the energy. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers out there. If you see this video, I do appreciate you. I do know, people that interact with this channel, and I know that this channel is going to get bigger. It's just that I haven't set a niche. Like, I don't have a set niche because my mind does not work that way. And I don't like when people try to box you into just one thing because I have a multitude of different interests. I like to write, I like to learn, I like to draw, I love music, I like real estate, I like teaching. I like working with children. I like tutoring children. I like helping them to learn. I like cats. There is a multitude of things I can talk about. I love cameras. I love pictures. I like fashion. Y'all know I have a clothing brand. And so I just like to be creative. I love home decor. It's a lot of different things that I like. So I want to share my things that I love on this channel with y'all. And I want y'all to embrace me wholeheartedly, no matter what I do. And I know they feel like you have to niche down, niche down. But I honestly feel that the people that rock with me are going to rock with this channel, and they're going to embrace the things that I bring to the table. So, y'all, I wanted to also talk about people that are talking about bringing something to the table seems to be a very triggering topic for people. And I got to say this. I feel like that whole topic is so diluted, right? Because it's a triggering topic for a reason, and that's because we have been in the mindset of females have been providing for themselves for many years, right? We all know this. We know that men are supposed to be providers, but they haven't been. And so when you talk about bringing something to the table, women get very triggered, very irritated, and I can understand why. But I think instead of us hounding so much on those differences, we need to come together as males and females and start having sound discussions that can empower our community, because we have a whole lot of things that are going on right now. Like, as far as being financially disenfranchised, there is actually a video that I played just now on my YouTube channel for real estate that talked about redlining, about how redlining certain neighborhoods with a red marker, and it impacted the wealth gap, okay, from 1933 until now. Actually, even prior to that. This is why we go into certain neighborhoods and we see that these neighborhoods look distressed, and I don't think people talk enough about these matters and these topics. I think people get complacent with these things and they go glaze over it, and they want to talk about, other content creators. They want to talk about celebrity gossip. They want to talk about all the things to distract their minds from what's really going on, because people are living these things every single day. You walk and see, a lot of things out here in the world, and nobody's really talking about substance, right? Because I consider this channel the channel of substance. World affairs with Brown Girls Are Beautiful. We're going to have a world affairs topic section. We have the F Your Feelings Friday, but y'all, you know that when Friday has come around, we haven't been doing it because I have been tired. But the more this platform grows, the more it will allow me to do those things that I want to share with y'all. So I just wanted to come on here, like I'm just really freestyling. I didn't really have a set topic. I just wanted to talk about the struggle content for a hot second. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing people talking about I'm living in my car. I'm about to get evicted. I'm about to, get my car repossessed and all of this and that. We know that they're doing it for content, because if you are on here with thousands upon thousands of YouTube subscribers, you're getting the watch hours, and you have commercials playing in your videos, you're getting some type of check. So I wouldn't really feel sorry for these people. Some of my videos on my other two channels do have commercials, but I'm not getting paid from it because I don't have I don't have the subscriber count yet. And I don't have the watched hours, but I'm not fake and phony either. So I stay true to myself. What you see is pretty much a reflection of me. Now, I don't say to come on YouTube and just tell everybody everything, because everything is not meant for everybody. There are going to be people that are going to hate on you no matter what. There are going to be people that dislike you no matter what. We can't worry about that, y'all. We just got to get in where we fit in, right? And keep it moving. So I just want people to really go out here, go after your dreams, push through even if you're tired. Right now I'm tired and I'm still talking to y'all. Right now I was not in the best of moods today. I wasn't in a good mood at all today. Like, my mood has been thrown off all day, but I still came on here and said I am going to make some content no matter what, because I'm working on the channel. I feel like I have a message and a voice to share with y'all, and I'm going to share my messages and my voice with people, because I feel like nobody can speak for you like you can speak for yourself. Nobody can represent you and represent your brand like you can represent for yourself. So you see, what I've done today is I'm wearing the sunny side up yellow, right? The golden yellow for the golden glowers, the golden beauties out here, the bronze beauties and the caramel cuties, y'all. So whenever you're feeling a certain way, wear a certain color to vibrate certain energy your way. Lavenders, hot pinks, earth greens. These are beautiful colors. Turquoise, you know, yellow. Just bring yellow's supposed to bring luck to you. The color of Oshun, y'all. And so do these things to make yourself feel good and feel positive, even if you're not feeling the best, because that can attract a certain energy towards you, a certain vibration towards you. It helps to elevate your frequency, y'all. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Um, if you get a chance, check out some of my other videos on this channel. If you have time, I would love for you to go on there, take a look at a lot of the things that I talk about, because I don't just talk about, the usual stuff that you see everybody else talking about. I talk about things that are just different and that are interesting to me. For me, I love to learn. I love to read. I love to write, even though I haven't been writing a lot lately. I like watching YouTube content that is engaging. I like stuff that keeps my mind occupied and distracts me. So, if you ever have an idea for me, don't be afraid to shout it out in the comment section or in the chat. Just be respectful. If you are disrespectful, you will be blocked. I don't care. If you get hypersensitive, there are people. I also want to say this too. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, be very patient with yourself, and don't worry about people that unsubscribe, because for every unsubscriber, there are going to be two or three more that's going to subscribe. It happens like that every time, and it always will. Just be yourself, be true to you. Don't think that you have to follow a trend. Don't think you have to be a struggle content creator living in your car. Don't think that you have to tell people that you're about to lose, your place of residence. Don't tell them that you can't pay your bills. You don't have to share these things with people. You can be yourself, and it is okay if you are struggling and you want to share that. That is perfectly fine. But you don't have to panhandle to the audience either, right? Because there was a time when people had more dignity and pride about themselves, y'all. And now it's just like people have no shame in their game. They're just doing whatever they can to get a quick dollar. And I really think that that is taking advantage of the audience and your viewer. Like your viewer comes on to watch content for a reason. They don't come on for you to try to throw a pity party. You don't understand what's going on in some of these people's lives that are watching you. They're going through things behind the scenes, and maybe they just come onto your page and your content because, hey, I want to get my mind off what's going on in my life. Let me tune into them, see what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I do that. I want to hear what other people are talking about, get their perspective on things. I don't want to come on and hear them begging and pleading all the time. So, stuff like that. Just be yourself. And like I said, don't worry about people that are going to unsubscribe, because what I've also learned is that people are very hypersensitive. So if you say anything that they disagree with, they will, say something negative in the comment section, or they'll come into your chat section and be disrespectful, which I don't actually entertain that energy over here, because I've dealt with enough negativity in my life to last me a lifetime, and I'm not about to entertain that. Also, I was talking earlier to my mother and sister when I was out on the road, and we were talking about people that have, a temper, and people that don't actually, they keep a very low profile. They're very even tempered, even mild mannered. You think these people don't have high blood pressure, but they may have high blood pressure because they're not actually getting it out. They're not yelling. They're not talking about what's happening. They bottle things in, and that can affect your internal health. It's not good. So if you're out there and you're bottling up stuff and you don't have an outlet, you're not writing about it, you don't come on YouTube and talk to anybody, you don't have anybody in your family to talk to, a therapist or somebody, you're not exercising, you're not doing something to get these emotions out, it will start impacting your health. So we have to be more mindful, and we have to be more patient and more kind to our bodies. Our bodies are what house our souls and our spirits. This is why they say your body is your temple, because look at this temple, we got to take care of it, right? And we cannot just bottle up our energies, because a lot of times when we're in situations, people don't want to speak their mind. And I used to be like that. And still I try to be very cognizant of and mindful of not stepping on someone else's feelings, always putting somebody else's feelings first. We got to stop doing that. And especially ladies and females, I think, I don't know why, a lot of females feel like they're trained that way or brought up that way, or just feel innately that intrinsically that they have to be that way. But if you don't address what's important to you in this world, you're always going to put yourself second, and we need to start putting ourselves first. We've been taught that from somewhere, I don't know why. And I think that comes from being, brought up into this public school system. I think it's been just, passed down through generations, and just, people pick up things and they don't speak up. And it could be, if you were coming up in a family and your mother said, oh, you don't need to talk, don't speak, or people try to silence you as a child. That's why I feel that children should always have a way to express themselves. They should be able to talk to their parents. I don't care if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year old. If they are telling you something is wrong or they don't like something, I wouldn't brush them off, because that what that does is that trains them that their feelings don't matter. Their feelings are not valid. Even when I'm working with children in a classroom setting, I listen to them and I talk to them just like little adults, because that's what they are. Now, if they're tattletelling and she did this, and they're doing all of that, I don't want to hear that, right? I'll shut that down, because they will keep doing it all day. But if there's something that's really bothering one of them, I will definitely try to talk to them, and I'll try to comfort them, because maybe nobody listened to that child all day. Maybe their parent rushed them off to get on the bus, rushed them out of the house. They didn't have a chance to even talk to their parent about why I don't want to go to school today because X, Y, and Z. Nobody knows what a person is going through. That's all the way from a child to an adult to an elderly person. And y'all, we got to actually stop acting like we know everything. If a person is older or they're more elderly than, I like to say more senior, tenured than we are, as far as not listening to them because they have more life experience and they've made the mistakes that you don't have to make. And, or maybe they didn't do something that they wish they'd done, that they wish they have done, and they're trying to tell you about it. I would definitely listen to these people because you don't want to get to an older age. Like I heard someone say, and I saw a post that says, "Today is the oldest we've ever been and the youngest we'll ever be." Today is the oldest we've ever been and the youngest we'll ever be. We don't want to live a life of regrets. We don't want to get older in age, whatever age that is, because we're not age shaming on this channel, and wish that I had done this, wish I had done that. Because I remember back when I was in high school, I was about to try out for the cheerleading team, y'all. And I love gymnastics. And I used to be in gymnastics when I was much younger. But what did I want to do? I didn't try out for the cheerleading team because I decided I want to work. I wanted to have money. I wanted to go to work. So I started working at 15. And I actually wish that I had tried out for the cheerleading team because that's something you can't go back and redo. Those days are done. That was in high school. And just having the pom poms and doing the cheers and flipping and doing all the stuff in the air. To me, that would have been fun. That would have been an experience. But then I look back too and I think about the females that, didn't like me, were jealous of me back in high school. So I don't know. I just took a route of following more of a professional career, getting jobs, learning how to really do stuff like that. But yeah, if there's something you want to experience in your life, just experience it. What harm are you doing for pursuing something that you want to try? It's your life. You're the one that has to live through it, y'all. That's the only thing that I can really think of. I'm trying to think of any regrets, any other regrets. I'm trying to think. Try not to let opportunities pass you by. Wishing that you had said something to someone and then you never get to say it, or wishing that you had taken a chance on yourself and you never took the chance. That's another thing I would say. And always, always, always pursue, whatever it is that was meant for you. Like, don't be scared to sit with yourself, don't be scared to be by yourself. Because sometimes that's when the universe works on you the most. And sometimes the universe will isolate you from a lot of people, put you by yourself in position to work on you. This is when you get your downloads. This is when you get your elevation. This is when you really start understanding yourself even more. Because the more you have people around, the more you have other energies around, the more you can't listen to your spirit, your innate intrinsic intuition. Um, the downloads that tells you this is what you're meant to do. These are your gifts. These are your talents. These are your abilities. This is your passion. This is your life path. Study yourself. Like always, always pay attention to yourself no matter what. If you go to the doctor and they're telling you this, but you feel X, Y, and Z, do your own research. It's your body, it's your life. You don't have to always go off of what somebody else tells you. They train us to think about everything outside of ourselves, listen to everybody else outside of ourselves. They never teach us how to listen to ourselves. They never teach us how to study ourselves, to sit with ourselves, to go inward, to isolate ourselves, because they know that it's powerful when we do that. And they know that keeps us in a subservient, submissive role when we listen to everybody else. Tell us what to do, tell us how to think, tell us how to act, tell us what it is, tell us, this is the research, but why not research yourself some things, right? Because they might say it's this, but what if it's not that? Just like how they say they faked the moon landing, right? My mama was telling me about that earlier. Eddie Griffin has a podcast, and he was talking about it, and she sent me the clip. I said, "Yeah, I researched that back in 2015. How did they escape the Van Allen belt full of radiation, right? With these astronaut things that they wear. I can't think of the name of these little jumpsuits that they wear, but you know what I'm talking about. So if they couldn't get past this Van Allen belt, how did they get to the moon? I don't know, y'all. But a lot of things they lie to us about. So that's why I say do your own research. There's nothing wrong with thinking for yourself, y'all. Nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, and so I'm just, going on a little I guess you could say tangent or just a little talk. How long have I been on here? 47 minutes. I think that's pretty good time. So anyway, y'all, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope that you do like the video. I hope you share the video. I hope you do subscribe. Like I said, check out the rest of my channel, my content. I'm going to post some more things on here. I will try to do some more shorts. They say not to do shorts because it hurts your algorithm. I don't care at this point. What's meant for me is going to be for me. Okay. F the algorithm. What's meant for me is going to be for me. And if I work on it, the universe will receive it and make it happen. I also want you to understand that too. Whatever it is that you want to do, pursue it, prepare for it, and go for it. And the universe will figure out the rest. So that's how we have to tackle our dreams, y'all. All right, y'all. It is going on 9:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Heute ist Mittwoch. Today is Wednesday. I would like to come on and teach you a little bit of German, a little bit of Deutsch. When I have time, maybe we can do that. But I'm going to go ahead and let Tinkerbell out of her cage because she's sitting there pouting, y'all. And she is crying in the background. All right, y'all. This has been an episode of yours truly. Brown Girls Are Beautiful. A shout out to everybody that has liked and subscribed and that has joined the channel and the panel. Continue to walk in your divinity. Special acknowledgement to all the ultimate warriors and the spiritual warriors out there and the angelic warriors. Signing out. You all stay blessed until next time, okay? All right, y'all. Oh, I'm supposed to play an outro. I was about to end it like that. All right, so let's play the outro. It's not playing. Where's my outro, y'all? Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out this. I have to manually do it Signing out.